All coughs are scary now. Hello, everybody. Hope everyone has been able to stay safe during this crazy pandemic time. I myself got my grapefruit juice. Just trying to keep the immune system as high and up as we can, even though I know that it's not that big of a difference when we're dealing with viral stuff. But anyway, I'm going to do my next video. I'm going to try to produce these as much quicker than I normally would, mostly because I've got extra time and I want during this distance learning period to continue to just push out as many resources as I can. And again, pick and choose and do whatever you like. If you're new to the channel or fairly new, the books that I've created, all the content that I've created, everything is all available for free because money shouldn't be an educational barrier on my website. So if you just go to the description, see some links, you can download anything that you want. At the end of this video, before I do the little end screen thing, I'll show you where those are if you are new to this process. Okay. So what are we going to talk about today? This is a guild battle video I was going to do in person with my students, but the quarantine and distance learning and everything, I couldn't do that. So I figured out a way to make it kind of digital. I mean, it works exactly the same way. You just have a different setup and delivery. So let me shrink myself down to the bottom and pull up Lucky Loot. So this template is going to be on the Google Drive. And again, I'll show you how to get that later. I'll just chuck myself. I think the best place for me is going to be over and up here. So I call this Lucky Loot, which essentially is a game of bags and things behind the bags. And this is all fully customizable. I've made it as whether you have zero or all the skill, this is something that anybody can do. So how it works is really simple. You're going to be given a series of bags on the screen. If you decide to open a bag and you find this man, it means that you find nothing. If you find a picture of an item card, it means you've found the item card that is indicated. If you find this bag in the bag, it means you found an additional bag, and it can be good or bad. So do you choose to open it or leave it for another group to open? And then we have this little explosion emoji, which essentially means you've lost an item, prize, gold, XP. This is dependent on your game. So what I used to do is I would do my Jeopardy trivia, and then if they got it correct, they would get to go and they would get to select a bag. So it would look like this, except where it says demo game, I would have more of these bags. And if I just go to present mode, how it works is the kids would answer a question. So you could do this online using something like Zoom or Google Meet, where you can share your screen. You would share your screen so that this is what's being shared. And then the kids would say, okay, you would ask a question to a group or to an individual, or, who can first submit it. A fun way to do this would be to give them a link in the chat to a Google form. And then whoever submits the answer first, because they're time stamped, you could see who did it first. And they could get to pick, or you could use the hand feature in Zoom. What first hand you see pop up. You can be as creative as you want, but essentially in essence, they answer a question. Whomever chooses gets to pick a bag. So they'll direct you to say, okay, I want you to go. And this is a good little coordinate thing, what row and what column, so they might say, second column, third row. So they would go here and then they would get that card. That would be an item that they would get. Now, some of you are still using items, which is cool for gamification. So if you want, you can have items. Absolutely. Things you can do would be, let me find a different bag. Got some mystery ones. For example, this, you would lose something. But this one here had gold. So I'm going to be using this for XP. And I'm just going to say that kids who get questions will get XP in the game. So this XP will no longer be graded for anything. How my XP is going to work now is the XP is just going to move them up and down the leaderboard. So this stuff, because it's optional and it's not going to be like an assessment that I evaluate, it's going to be some questions using like the Google form or something I mentioned earlier. And then the kids will come up and they'll pick the bag and then they'll get some XP. It takes XP taken away. So shrink myself back down. So for example, if they got this, what that would mean is they might lose 25 XP or 100 XP or whatever. If you notice, and I don't think I do, perfect. So the item cards could be ones that could still be in play. So I'm still going to include like purge, because purge means you take away XP. Thief means you steal XP. So there are still some cards that you can use to make it relevant. You can also create new cards like, go again, or force someone to skip a turn, or steal an answer. So you can, again, get creative when it comes to the delivery of online content. But when it comes to these bags, the ability is if they see that, they know that it's either good or bad, and the odds are whatever you want them to be. So you can go ahead and you can say, oh, you found a second bag. Do you choose to open it? Maybe you even create a card that says you force another group to open it, or another person to open it. Or you can leave it, and then the game isn't complete until all the bags are open, these included. So you might go through this process here. Every bag is open. Let me move me. Every bag is open, and then the last person has to open this one. And, it turns out it's good. It's not an explosion. So what I did was, that's how it works. I hope that made sense. I mean, it's fairly quick. It's question, answer, get a prize of some sort. And this can be done with a share on any video conferencing software that you could use. A fun one too, as a side, I know that for Zoom, you can give kids the control of your mouse. You can actually authorize someone to control your mouse. So that's fun, because then they can actually move the mouse and pick it. So, I mean, that's another way to make it just that little bit more interactive and face-to-face, feel face-to-face and connected as it used to be. So then I built you a template. So I know not everyone's theme is going to want a bag. So I've got a satchel, different chests, a bush, a bookcase. You can have all kinds of different things. And then you can just copy and paste these as needed. And then I built you a template. So all you do is you're going to move the bag, and then you right click and you go change picture, and you use an image of a game card that you would like. And then you simply just put them on top. I did this. If you followed my how to make interactive D&D maps, it means when you go to animation in PowerPoint, the trigger is on click of, and then the picture. I didn't name these bags, so don't even you can try to find them and manage them if you want, but they are crazy. They're already all pre-done for you. So it's click and disappear. So it shouldn't be anything too complex. So what you would do is you could just move the bags around. What I do when I build it is I just move them off to the side like this, etc., etc. And I mean, I'll show you, I'm doing this in real time without editing it, just to show you, how quick it is. I mean, yes, I could control click, but then they move in weird patterns and shapes. So you can just go like this. And then you can arrange these in at whatever thing you want. So, I want another explosion. So you just go control paste, and you're like, I don't want this guy here. So you would just go like this. You'll notice that PowerPoint drops a line. I'm pointing at my screen as if you can see it. Duh. Right, there's a line. I did it again. There's a line that lines them up, so you kind of keep them centered, and then you can right click. You can change the cards you want. You go here. You can change the text. You can even get rid of the bag if you wanted. So then, when it's all to your liking, you either copy paste one of these and put them over top, or you use the bags that I have. So again, if you're bringing in a new thing, so I'll show you. So I'm going to make, let's say you wanted this crate. I'm going to copy this crate. So what you do then is you paste it here, you line it up, you go to the animation tab. Oops. And then you go to the red, because red is fade out. You would go to, because it's a box, you want to look like it's getting smashed open or something, random bars, it'll disappear. And then of course you only want that to occur to the click. So you go trigger, and mine is going to look like a gigantic mess because of all of the different pictures I have. But the newest picture you add is always going to be at the bottom. So you just go here, and then you go to the show, and you test it, and boop, there it is. So that is how this works. And then again, you don't have to do that if you want. That's just if you want to change the objects. And these aren't coordinated with any item. They're just triggered that if you press them, they disappear. So you, again, can do it in any capacity you want. Some of you will notice, and I'll explain this actually. See how this one goes behind? That is because of a layering thing. So if that ever happens, you just go right click and bring to front. And then it is in the front. So again, in real time, just to show you how quick this is, and you could literally plug this in. I'm going to be releasing this on Sunday. What is this, April 5th? So by literally tomorrow, you could have this for your classes. And again, I know I'm not editing and I'm not making this pretty all that much. You go bring to front and you go bring to front. Oh, and one other quick fun tip. If you actually now copy paste this, it grabs all the parameters. So if I play this, once you animate it properly one time, you don't have to worry about doing that animation step over and over again. So again, I'll go like this, bring to front. I'll delete this, and bada bing, bada boom, we're back where we started. And then just to show you, always make sure you don't have a little thing peeking out there. And then here, and you can see that literally they all work. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's really it. That is Lucky Loot. It is super simple, super quick to do. Fun for review activities, puzzles, challenges, access things. You could use this kind of component in towards the picking of things for like digital escape rooms, which was the last video I did, where the code is hidden behind the proper bag and you give clues to the coordinates of which bag is used. Again, the possibilities are exactly held by your own creativity and whatever it is you feel that is best for your classroom and your game. So that's pretty much where I'm done with the video. I'm going to do two bonuses at the end, how I get my images and do the background stuff. Because again, you might not want, let me shrink myself. You might not want one of these images. So I'll show you how I do mine. And again, it's super, super quick. No technological wonder needed for anything. And second, I'll show you where I get my resources. So first, if I go here, the thing that I showed last time was remove.bg for background. And then I'll go to Google and I'll go I'll go old worn tombstone. Let's say you're in a graveyard. So, I'll snag this one. You just go, make sure it loads at the bottom. That loading bar is important because the whole image isn't there. Now it is. You go right click, you go copy image address, and you go here and it goes URL, paste that URL right there. Give it a couple of seconds, sip the juice. And there we have it. Downloaded. You can see the program works incredibly well. There's the original. You don't have to specify anything. The program actually recognized the entire shape, followed it, and then a simple download. And you'll see that you have it. And then you just go back to your PowerPoint and you go insert picture. And then there it is. And what the heck, I'll put it in the template too. So there's a tombstone one. Oof, now it's ugly. Now my brain's going to make me fix it. Because that's what my brain does. Perfectionism. It's a real thing. All right, there you go. So now there's a tombstone in the list. The second thing is where I put all this is my Google Drive folder. So if you go to mrhebert.org, and then you go to gamification and store. Don't let the term store fool you. You'll see here that I have the Google Drive folder. So the folder is where I put everything. When you download this, it gives you a link and access to it. And then I have my books, which are here. Everything is run on donation now. And please, no pressure to donate. The reason I have it there is because I had some people who were like, oh, you should still have the opportunity. And I'm like, well, no one ever does it, but it's there. I mean, it's totally up to you. I don't care. What we have that are more important is the folder that is right here. And then my books, which are right here. And then everything is there. So a lot of what I do can be translated to e-learning. All right. And that is how you get those. Notice free. So there it is, my friends. Hope you found this video helpful. Again, questions, comments, concerns, you know where to drop them. You know how to find me. Follow me on the Twitter, the Instagram, all of the things. And let's just keep growing and keep supporting our kids during this crazy time. And remember, we're better together. Let's get resources out, get ideas, stay safe, stay strong, everybody. And hopefully we'll be out of this crazy mess that we are in soon. Until next time.